You can get that out of the Fuzz side of this, but if you want a more rounded off, more overdriven sound, you can switch that into the overdrive setting and you'll get just that. So again, another really cool pedal. And the third pedal and last on my chain is of course going to be the Magrane Echo machine, which is a delay pedal. So yeah, this is going to be the last pedal on my chain, and that's what you want your repeats. You might want to plug this into an effects loop if you can, if you have that available in your amplifier. And this is basically going to do just that, just repeat the notes you're playing. So yeah, you can have a short delay, a long delay, and everything in between. It also has a low and a high pass filter, so it can actually enhance the low frequencies or the high frequencies on your repeats. Alright, so let's plug them in and let's see what they sound like. Oh, and by the way, all of the pedals come with the instructions and some rubber feet.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so here we go. The first pedal I'm going to try out is the Salem Boost, and I have it plugged in straight into the interface and going into an ML SoundLab AC30 plugin, which is going to emulate, of course, a Vox AC30, and it sounds like this. Not the cleanest amp in the world, and that's what we want on a boost pedal like this. We want to be able to boost an edge of breakup signal, like so. A couple of things I like to point out about the pedal itself. First of all, I love the fact that it's a metal casing. It's hard, it's tough, the switch is awesome, it's not one of the flimsy, cheapo switches. And the fact that it's a metal casing implies that it's going to have less interference coming in from, the elements, for instance, like LED lights and stuff like that, radio signals. It's going to at least try to maintain your signal as clean as possible. Okay, one thing I don't like about the pedals is the fact that it doesn't run on a 9-volt battery. It has to be plugged into an AC adapter, which I only have a few, so I'm not going to be able to run all 3 pedals at the same time. So I'm just going to go pedal by pedal. So again, this is what the amplifier sounds like without the pedal. Pretty clean, but not really clean. Okay, so now let's engage the pedal. Now, if you look at the pedal itself, it's got 3 knobs on it. One of them says push, the other one says dirt, and the other one says range. Push is going to be the output. How loud is the pedal going to be? The boost itself. Dirt is going to be gain, so you're going to get more distortion, more gain out of the dirt knob than out of the push knob. And then the range is going to be the tone basically of the pedal. Do you want it to be a treble booster or do you want it to be a full boost pedal? Okay, so let's engage it and let's see what it sounds like. I always like a blue LED. You can really see it at night. Now all of the knobs are down, so that's why we're not getting any signal. Let's bring the push up, which is probably going to be the volume. You can feel the guitar just opening up and being just louder and having more gain than it had before. Let's push it all the way up. That's super cool. Now if I turn that off, that's super clean in comparison. So just by bringing the push all the way up, you get a lot of gain. You get that pushed signal sound. Now let's play around with the range a little bit because it does sound a little bit compressed and fat, I guess, dull. It lacks a little bit of that, edge, of that raspiness. So let's add a little bit of range to this. Let's go all the way up to 12 o'clock and let's see what it does. Okay, so that's really cool. You get the range up, you get more treble. See, it cuts more. You also, of course, get more sustain. Okay, so let's get all the range all the way up. And let's see how great that sounds with the treble boost all the way up. thing about the boost pedal is the fact that if you don't dig in as hard on the strings, it's actually pretty dynamic. So it could sound like this, or it can sound like this. And if you back out of the volume, then it can sound like this. So that's pretty awesome. Now, on some instances, it can actually sound really harsh if you go all the way treble boost. But, if you back off of that a little bit, we can add some dirt and get even more distortion. So let's do that. That's pretty good for a boost pedal. Remember, this is not an overdrive pedal. This is just boosting your signal. It's like if you have a super long volume knob and you're just bringing it up and up and up and higher and getting more gain in the meantime. Now, if you just want to have the one pedal for all of the distortion needs, this is probably not going to be the pedal for you. This is just to boost the signal you already have. So if you have some distortion, you add this to it and you're golden. If you're looking for some edge of breakup, like really crunchy, awesome tones, this is also your pedal. But if you want to go heavier than this and you want to play, say, some Megadeth, this is probably not going to cut it. It's going to be close, but it's probably not going to cut it. Check it out. I mean, it's pretty good considering the fact that without the pedal itself, it just sounds like this. But I would recommend this to boost your signal for like solos and stuff like that. Or if you're looking for that edge of breakup push, or to stack it with the distortion pedal. Just get this guy in first and then your distortion or overdrive pedal, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so let's check out the second pedal on this list. Okay, so here we go. For pedal number 2, which is already set up and ready to go, we have the Mogwai pedal, which is an overdrive / fuzz pedal. And this is really cool because it acts as two pedals. You have your fuzz way of doing things and your overdrive way of doing things. Okay, so let's check them out. For this pedal, I decided to use a cleaner amplifier. Matter of fact, I am using the ML Sound Lab Gemini amplifier, which is based off a Fender amplifier, and it sounds really clean. It sounds like this. Super clean amplifier, and we're going to overdrive the hell out of it. Okay, so let's start with the fuzz, which is my least favorite of the two options. Okay, so here we go. Fuzz. Turn that on. Of course, we get nothing because, again, volume is all the way down. So let's bring that up. Okay, again, a very simple pedal. We have 3 knobs and a switch. The switch is going to switch between the 2 modes, the fuzz mode and the overdrive mode. And the first knob we have, the one on the top left, that one says tone, and that is all the way down. That's why the guitar sounds so dull, so dark. Okay, so let's bring that up so that it opens up a little bit. Let's go all the way up to noon and let's see what it sounds like. That's brighter. It sounds a little bit better if you ask me. Let's just bring that up a little bit more. That's usually what I set them up at about 6. Okay, that's cool. On the bottom left, we have the volume knob, which is the one we brought up so that we can get some sound out of it. And the one on the bottom right says gain. And of course, that's where we're going to get the distortion out of. So now, when we add gain, we're going to get some fuzz. Very fuzzy sound. I don't like fuzz myself, but a lot of people love the sound of fuzz. You know, it's very broken up. It just sounds like it's dying. And I mean, I definitely understand why some people like it. I mean, it definitely has its uses, but not for my style of playing. I mean, it is kind of cool. Sounds so broken up and so compressed. I mean, it sounds great. It's just not something I would use. I mean, I know guys like David Gilmour use it and they sound great. I just can't get it to sound great myself. I mean, it sounds good. Don't get me wrong. Alright, let's try the overdrive, which I actually do enjoy a lot. Okay, so let's back out of the gain. Let's leave the tone and the volume where they are, and overdrive. Here we go. Hard to believe it's the same pedal. Of course, I've got the gain all the way down. Definitely something more useful. Let's bring the gain up, because that's not enough. Okay, so that sounds really good. I mean, again, it's an overdrive pedal, it's not a distortion pedal, so it's still meant to push the signal you're getting through your amplifier. So if you don't have enough gain in your amplifier and you add this puppy to it, then you'll have plenty gain. Now this is based off of a super clean sounding amplifier. Okay, so now let's push an actual overdriven amplifier. Okay, so for this last example, I am actually going to go through an MS Sound Lab Plexi amplifier, which is based off a Marshall 1987 Plexi amplifier, and it sounds like this. It already sounds pretty distorted, pretty overdriven. Pretty awesome, right? Now let's add this puppy to that and let's see what it does. Now that's a big difference. You might not actually hear it as much, but you can definitely feel it when you're playing. So let's check this out. You're probably going to notice it more on like single note riffs, such as this. And of course, on your soloing. See, it definitely gives you that extra oomph you need for soloing. Alright, so now for the last pedal we have the Magrane Echo Machine, which is this guy right here, which also has one switch and 3 knobs. Super simple to use. As far as the switch goes, you have a 3-way switch and you can filter out the lows, the highs, or just keep it as it is in the middle, which is what we're gonna do right now. Then, as far as knobs go, we have time, repeat, and mix. So with time, you're going to adjust how long do you want the delay to be. The repeat is going to be how many repetitions you want to hear. Do you want to hear 1 delay, 2 delay, 3 delay notes, and so on. It can go on forever because I think it's an analog thing. It'll just go on and on and on. And then the last one is the bottom right, and that is a mix. And that's how loud do you want the delay note to be in comparison to the original note you played. Okay, so let's try that out. I am actually going to go into the input of the amplifier, so it might get a little bit out of control, but let's just try it out regardless. So this is what the guitar sounds like with the pedal not engaged. Again, just a clean plexi amplifier. Okay, we have it all the way down, everything down. There's no delay. Bring the mix up. Let's get some time going. That's like a slap back delay. We almost have the same amount of volume on the second note than on the first. Wow. Super quick. Let's expand that a little bit so you can hear the second note better. It's a little bit annoying because of the distortion. Let's expand that more. That's more repeats. It doesn't sound that great going into the input. It would have sounded a lot better going out of the output, but it's a lot more cabling that I need to do right now. Let's get more repeats in, and let's get more time between the notes. Let's bring the mix down and more repeats. Alright, and let's just go crazy and let's get all of the mix and all of the repeats all the way up. Screw it. That'll go on ad eternum. How cool is that? Analog delay. Anyway guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please drop me a like if you did. Drop me a comment in the comment section down below and let me know what you think of these pedals. Of course, don't forget to show some love to these guys, GOKKO Audio. I'll link to all of these pedals in the comment section down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, comment if you haven't yet. And if you enjoy the content and you want to help support the channel big time, please consider becoming a patron to the channel. Little goes a long way, and we surely do appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bat out, metal on, dudes.